Mark, how are the guys in the locker room right now? I mean, not just after last night, but going into this final home series.
Yeah, I mean, frustrated like everybody. They're frustrated, but it hasn't stopped their attitude to go out and give everything they got. I mean, I think last night was typical. It was a frustrating loss, but we had 2 diving catches in the outfield. We had a senior after a leadoff double move a runner. The next guy, had a 2-strike RBI at bat with a ground ball to shortstop. They're playing baseball properly. We're just not playing well enough. So I think the approach is frustration, but I think they're handling it the way you need to handle it. They're still going out and playing as hard as they can.
Yes. Do you know how you're going to structure your rotation this weekend?
Yeah, we'll go Tringali, Morgan, TBA.
In the middle, Greg?
Yeah, what's Georgia's status for this weekend, and also Carmen?
Yeah, Carmen will take a red shirt this season, and George is unlikely to play this week. He's still in concussion protocol.
Go with Jeff then, Dave.
Mark, what's your assessment of what y'all need to do to get into the SEC tournament? Do you need to sweep this weekend? Have you thought about that, or?
I mean, we're trying to win the next game we play. There's just too many factors outside of your control. How will Kentucky do after this weekend? How's Alabama doing? And such. So at this point, we're just trying to play our best and win the next game we play.
Mark, you talked about it before, but Brett Carey didn't have the greatest fall, and then he comes back and has a really good spring. Just what were the conversations with him at the end of fall and then at the beginning of spring?
Pretty blunt. Let him know that what we saw in the fall would have to improve greatly for him to get any kind of innings for us, and he ran with that. So I think at this point you need to be blunt with players. You need to be honest with players, and we were with him, and he took it and ran with it.
I guess you mentioned last night Brady and Josiah both being ready to pitch. Is that something that's going to be on the table this weekend, obviously? And how frustrating has this year been for you pitching-wise? Is this something is it first for your career having to handle so many pitching injuries like this?
It's life doesn't always promise you wine and roses. And again, I think you have to handle it properly. Is this frustrating for everybody? Yes, it is. But at the end of the day, all you can do is handle it with class and in a way that will allow you to have future success, and that's what we'll continue to do. Yeah, Brady and Josiah will be on the table this weekend to pitch if necessary, yes.
In the middle, Greg?
Coach, I know you said you just want to win one game at a time and all that, but how important is it to make the SEC tournament for you guys?
Very important. I mean, it's you always want to accomplish whatever's out there to accomplish, so I would put that in that category. It's definitely something we want to happen.
Colin?
One more on injuries, but Ridge, are you expecting him to return this season at all?
No, Ridge will not return this season. He also will take a medical red shirt.
Right.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I guess we're asking all about the injuries.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm sorry?
Hayden, is he?
Hayden Lehman will miss the rest of the season, as will John Gilreath.
Jeff?
I guess you guys will honor your seniors this year. Can you just talk about what TJ and Jacob and Chris and those guys have meant to this program?
Yeah, we'll honor them on Saturday, just in case we don't want to hold it out till Sunday because the rain forecast. So obviously TJ Hopkins will go down as one of the better players that's played here, probably especially in the last 10 years. 5-tool guy, double-digit home runs. I think this has been his best season overall. He's done the work to stay healthy, and will be remembered here as a very proud Gamecock and a very talented player. I think he'll move on to professional baseball and do well. Chris Cullen gave us everything he had this year. He's battled the back injury for a long time and has played a very good defensive first base for us this year, and done the best he can with his back offensively. Graduated this past week, so we'll go on to great success outside of baseball. And then Olsen has been a guy that's just a true grinder. 3 years in the program, played extremely hard every single day, has hit for a lot of power for us, made the adjustment to third base this year from being a right fielder most of his career, and has held his own over there and done a nice job. So those are 3 guys that will be missed, and they all gave everything they had to this program.
Mark, following up on what you said about the importance of making the SEC tournament, but if you get a series win or two, you make the SEC tournament. How important is that as far as like building a building block or two going in the next season to give you some momentum for 2020?
I mean, you always want to look for momentum, but I think every season is its own entity. Last year we had a great second half of the season and had a great run there at the end. And the momentum didn't necessarily carry over into this season because it's a new team with new players, and everybody else in the league has new players. So I think momentum can be a thing. I think the momentum probably helps you as much in the recruiting process, and just people seeing what we did last year has really had a great impact on our recruiting and the kind of players we've been able to get. But every year is its own team, its own luck or bad luck or injuries or not injuries. So we just want to play good baseball, and I want to see these guys rewarded. They have put in a lot of hard work, and very few things have gone our way this year. So I would like to see them just get rewarded for the hard work and the perseverance they've shown.
Any other questions?
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.